Welcome to this Health Supplier segment here on Health Professional Radio. I'm your host, Neil Howard. Glad that you could join us. I'm going to have a conversation with Mr. Howard Brauner. He's the COO of Peelaways Labs, and he's joining us here on Health Professional Radio to talk about the bedding industry's first multi-layered disposable waterproof fitted sheet designed for the home, industrial, and healthcare markets. Welcome to the program, Howard.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
What's your background? How are you involved in healthcare other than with Peelaways Labs?
My background is 35 years of consumer product marketing, product development, running companies, building businesses and brands in the U.S., as well as in the international marketplace for some major companies. And in October of 2016, I had met the founder and inventor of Peelaways, Maxwell Cohen, and we started talking and realized here's someone with an excellent idea, excellent concept, and really needed to figure out how to execute it and bring it to market, which is what I do best.
Now, Peelaways Labs is the name of the company. The name of the company is very telling. Talk about this multi-layered sheet.
Well, what we have is a brand new bedding concept. It has multiple patents in the concept, and it's multi-layered, disposable, 100% waterproof bed sheet. So you have a fitted bed sheet with multiple layers stitched on top of that are removed within less than 1 minute to change sheets very easily and efficiently. We are 32% softer than a traditional bed sheet. We are a non-woven bed sheet that is a proprietary blend of rayon, viscose, and bamboo for softness, which makes us very soft. We're 100% waterproof. Nothing will go between layers of our bedding. In fact, on the healthcare side, we've even subjected it to E. coli bacteria in an accelerated oven test, and no bacteria transmitted between our layers. So we provide an alternative to traditional bed linens for healthcare facilities, as hospitals, long-term care facilities, skilled nursing facilities, as well as for home care, for those that are recuperating at home, those that unfortunately it could be home hospice, as well as for those who are incontinent, bedwetters, campers. So the Peelaways concept is utilized for many different consumer groups depending upon the needs.
What about changing sheets with a patient in the bed? I mean, I've actually done that, and it can take anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes depending on the condition of the patient. How does Peelaways help alleviate some of that time?
So with a patient who's bedridden, to typically change a traditional sheet, it can take one or two people depending upon the patient and the situation. But if it's one person, you're right, it can take up to 15 minutes. With Peelaways, sheets can be changed with very minimal disturbance to the patient in less than 60 seconds. So we allow healthcare providers and clinicians to save that 15 minutes of time for each bed they're responsible for. So we're allocating better use of healthcare time than in the typical changing of sheets. It allows for better nursing care and better patient care.
Let's talk about the cost of linens in the first place in a hospital setting. I'm sure it's a multi-billion dollar industry as far as linens, and you have to wash them and reuse them. Obviously, these are disposable. Is the cost a lot less than the traditional way of dealing with linens in a hospital setting?
If you look at the benefits of Peelaways in a hospital, the cost of linen is only part of the process because you have the labor cost involved with the actual changing of the linen. But in linen itself, is a typical hospital sheet will be able to be washed 54 different times. So if you think about it, that means that's being transported out to a laundry, going through commercial launderer. In order to get the sheets clean, it's very harsh chemicals, and to make sure that there's no bacteria. And the sheets become very, very rough and very, very uncomfortable. A lot of times the hospital staff takes a sheet out to change the bed. It's stained, it's torn, it's blood stained. It can be from another facility because it shares commercial laundries. Peelaways is not to replace linen 100%. We complement the linen program at a hospital. There are certain requirements for linen that's required for it to be there. It's just it's protocol from the nursing staff in order for proper patient care. Peelaways, we supplement that in wherever our type of product works well. For infectious diseases, it works well in ICU. It works well in both Singapore, where we've launched Peelaways, and in South Africa.
So how many sheets are we talking about? How many times can this peel away be peeled away before we have to replace it with another set of sheets?
We have multiple layers. For specific incidents or specific uses, for example, in the emergency department or for patient transport, or even the operating theater, we do single layers. So you use it once and it gets disposed of. For the patient beds in the institution, we do 3-layer, 5-layer, or 7-layer, depending upon the situation. That's what's available. Typically, a hospital will use 3 layers because the way the average patient stay is, that's the number that works best. Mm-hmm. Our product is, you talk about, we dispose as regular waste unless there's infectious material, then it goes as medical waste. So when you calculate the cost of the laundry, you mentioned that before, about 25% of all linen has to be replaced every year at a hospital due to attrition, due to theft, due to disposal, lost. Mm-hmm. And the hospital has to make good to the laundry to true up the quantities of the linen. So every time they do an audit, if there's anything missing, it's the user that has to pay. So we also help inventory control in the specific hospital because it's 3-to-1, hypothetically. 1 sheet, we're 3 sheets on a 3-layer.
So are we talking about this being adaptable to, say, EMT, first responder situations as well, where you have maybe several runs a night, and instead of changing the sheet on that gurney, you can simply peel it away and anticipate your next call? Is that something that is in development, or is it already in existence by Peelaway?
Well, we do a single layer for stretchers and gurneys. If the ambulance corps or the EMT decides that the product is acceptable to do multiple peels on it, that's their decision based upon what their protocol and their requirements for, healthcare are concerned. We don't control how they utilize our products because they have to, respect the guidelines of the healthcare industry. But typically in the U.S., it would be singles. In South Africa, they're looking in the emergency department to have 7 layers. So every time a patient comes in, they peel a layer off.
So where can we go online and learn some more about this product and your company?
You can go on to www.peelawayhealth.com. That's peelawayshealth.com, Peelaways health.com. And there you'll talk about our products. We work with the National Association of Home Care and Hospice Nurses. We're members of the Wound Care, Ostomy, and Continent Nursing Association. We participate with the American Nursing Association. It's the clinician who is supporting us because we are providing better patient care. We're allowing them to better manage their time, and we're providing a softer, better product for the patient so it's more comfortable.
Great.
So in doing both of those, it's a benefit. And on the home care side, it's a very big benefit to the caregivers for someone who's doing home care, especially if there's incontinence involved or wound seepage. Changing sheets becomes very costly. If you're going out to a commercial laundromat, it's terrible. Mm-hmm. If it's a home laundromat, you're doing your water bills and your electric bills. This is just a much easier way to work. But Peelaways Health will give you the information about the product.
Well, I thank you for coming in today and speaking with us today, Howard. It's been a pleasure.
I appreciate it. Thank you for your time, Neil, and you have a wonderful day.
You do the same. You've been listening to Health Professional Radio. I'm your host, Neil Howard, on this Health Supplier segment in conversation with Mr. Howard Brauner of Peelaway Labs. Transcripts and audio of this program are available at hpr.fm and healthprofessionalradio.com.au.
Thank you for listening to Health Professional Radio. We're very proud to be an independent broadcaster providing our content free of charge to you, the listener. One of the ways that we're able to remain free and independent is by having people like you become patrons. You can support Health Professional Radio simply by visiting hpr.fm and clicking the button that says Become a Patron. Your patronage of even just $1 a month lets us know that you're there, which in turn makes us more valuable to advertisers. And, of course, if you're able to afford more, then we would certainly appreciate the support. My name is Toby Longhurst from Health Professional Radio. Please visit hpr.fm, click the Become a Patron button, and support us if you can.